5, 4, 3, 2. Let's see. And we are live. So it's a
Yeah,
big. Oh, this is a metal day, a metal night actually.
Metal
So
night.
absolutely.
guys, first of all, it's a big honor to have you here. Two of the Brazilian drum icons, the amazing Max Kolesne from Krisiun, one of the sickest Brazilian bands ever, and the great, the amazing Amilcar Cristofaro, also from another amazing band, Torture Squad. He also plays with Kisser Clan and has been playing with many, many other bands. So first of all, guys, thanks a lot for being here. And I will just start asking questions to Max from Krisiun first.
Yes.
So Max, your band started in 1992, and I've been following the band since the very beginning. Before you were famous in Europe, I remember that in Brazil, you were very big in the underground scene. I remember buying a record in Tumba, and people already saying, hey, check this band out. So you were pretty big in Brazil before making it outside. My question is, you are gauchos, né?
Gaucho, yes.
Gaucho, where is it from? What does it mean?
Gaucho, it's the people that was born in the south in Rio Grande do Sul, and
Rio
we're
Grande.
called Gaucho. And the
Gaucho.
origin of the name Gaucho, I think is like the people who were across a mix of Indians, local Indians, and Europeans, something like this. They were like the people that had no flag, so they're the people from the
Gaucho.
land. So that's why they're called Gaucho.
Gaucho. So you started from Rio Grande do Sul and you moved to São Paulo a couple of years
Yes.
later just for the band. And
Exactly.
how old were you back then?
I was 18 years old. I was very young, actually. Yeah, actually, I was 17, and I had to present myself to the army when I was 17 years old, and I was so scared. I was so afraid. I had nightmares. I could not sleep because I was like, man, this shit can't happen. Because here in Brazil, you have to present yourself to the army. But luckily, I was refused. I told them, I was moving to another city. I had a band, I had a job, whatever. They let me go, and yeah, I moved to São Paulo when I was 17 years old, and I was about to turn 18 years old in
Okay.
1992.
I remember many people say when you came to São Paulo and you started rehearsals, everybody was like, guys, you have to check them out. So basically, from the very beginning, you had a lot of attention because the band, three brothers playing death metal, and also your drumming was very, very original. It was a mixture of you. Once you told me a mixture of Dave Lombardo and Pete Sandoval, right?
I
So-
wish.
yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
it's true. It's true. I
true.
was there
Oh,
to
man.
see. Yes.
You
I mean,
Yeah.
I always try, to do something like this. Dave Lombardo, Pete Sandoval, those guys were, my main influences. But, when we started the band back in the beginning of the 90s, I was still, trying to learn how to play this kind of music. So in the beginning, we were kind of um, chaotic. We're trying to develop the style, but we had in mind that we were a band that was going to play brutal death metal. But of course, it took some time for us to make it tighter and to develop our own style.
Okay, that's cool. But you moved because you believed in the band so much, right? You wanted to make it as a band.
Always, since the
That's
beginning.
fucking
Since we started the band, the three of us together, we had no doubt about it. We were like a 100% focus in the band and nothing else. I quit my job, I quit school, everything just for the band.
wow.
We moved to São Paulo. We were living together in a tiny apartment downtown São Paulo. And Amilcar used to come visit us all the time. He and a lot of friends, and we used to spend nights, drinking beer, eating pizza, listening to metal. So it was it was hard time for us, because we were broken, had no money, but we were so happy doing what we were doing, man.
Wow, I mean, this shows a lot of dedication. So back in '92, also Amilcar, you started Torture Squad was already an existing band, right?
Yes, actually, Torture Squad was founded in 1989,
Oh,
actually. But
wow.
since then, the band passed 3 years playing just in our hometown in São Paulo, in some cities from countryside. And in '92, I joined the band, and Castor also.
Okay. So
After
the band. Okay. So the band existed before you.
Yes, but
Okay.
there was no material recorded, you know. But when I joined the band in Castor also, we did a lineup. We had a lineup that was thinking about the band, thinking about more professional about the band, to get in the studio, to writing songs, to practice more, to writing albums, releasing albums, hit on the road, and I think that's it. In October of 1993, we recorded our first demo, the demonstration tape. Yes, A Song in Hell. And after that, we start to writing more songs, practicing a lot, and start to play a lot here in São Paulo and another states in Brazil also. Till 2000 that we go to outside Brazil for the first time to make some gigs in Germany, and the things start to rolling, like this.
Man, let me. I remember.
Yeah. I
You
remember your
know,
band. I have one cool thing to say. I remember because I bought the CD of Torture Squad before meeting Amilcar, also in the Tumba store. And I remember this
Uh-huh.
guy gave me, I bought a CD and I was impressed. Actually, he gave me like Krisiun, Nervo. Actually, I found out it was a Edu, and I found out like 20 years later
Yes,
that Edu
yes. It's,
sold me
it's,
the
it's good.
tapes. So
It's good to
I
say. It's
remember
good to say. It's good to say that Tumba Records is from Edu Lane, the
Edu,
drummer from
yeah,
Nervo Chaos. That is a guy that working a lot our underground scene here. Did the
yeah, he did.
uh-huh.
Imagine, I wanted to say like I was an Italian guy coming to Brazil and asking about the scene, and he suggested me buy Krisiun, buy Torture Squad, and I was impressed by already the quality. I'm talking it was like 97, 98, or maybe 99 something, but already the quality was of the recordings were really high. And I remember Krisiun were already I guess with Nuclear Blast or with a big label, or they were like doing the big stuff.
yeah, we were first. Black Force Domain and Apocalyptic Revelation was released by Gun Records, a German record label, and for Conquerors of Armageddon, we moved to Central Media in
Okay.
1999. Yes.
Okay, so that was the time, and I remember the Brazilian people were so proud about it. I always liked this about the Brazilian scene. They were like, "Yeah, check this out. This band from Brazil is now with Nuclear Blast," and I always found, very lovely the way they support you because I can see both Crisium and Torture Squad. You play in Brazil a lot. I mean,
Yes.
before, of course,
Yes.
before the pandemic. Did you tour together also?
Not
We
yet.
Not
We,
yet.
we
we
did we
don't.
did some gigs together. We did some gigs
Yes.
gigs
Yes.
together, but not a whole tour. Not here in Brazil or outside in Brazil, in Europe and America. But I think that can happen in the future,
It
in a soon
it should
future.
it should happen. It should happen,
Yeah.
man. And it
And
has to happen. It
and
has to
Rafa,
happen.
we will start Torture Squad start to make tours here in Brazil in the beginning of the 90s. In the beginning of the 90s, no, sorry, in the beginning after 2000, 2001, I think 2001, 2002, we did our first Brazilian tour, passing in a lot of states in Brazil. Take the road with the bus, not without any own bus. It's not a tour bus. It's a,
It's
how
a
can I
van.
say it?
Like a
Huh?
city bus. City
City
bus.
bus, yes.
Okay.
And with the local promoters taking the band in which city, you know. And since 2002 till 2006, we did tours here in Brazil like this way. And I think because that we built a fan base here in Brazil. And and this is very strong for us, very strong emotionally talking, you know. It's a very
I
strong
can
for
see.
us.
I can see from the way you talk. I mean, I always like to talk with Amilcar because of the passion and the love he has both for the band and the fans. So
Yes,
it
the
can.
Brazilian headbangers is fucking nice. Max, I think the Christian history has this too. The Christian in Nervocals, I think in 90. Max can say better than me. A
What?
tour in Northwest.
Oh yeah, we did a tour back in 1996 with Nervo Chaos, or 97. We play all those states in the northeast in a van, just like a small van, two bands in a small van, and no structure at all. We just go there and play and have fun, and a lot of parties and good times, man. We are young. We are full of energy and passion. We're still full of passion, but the energy is not the same anymore, So it's more
Well,
careful.
I can imagine
We need
playing
some
this.
sleep to
I
make a good show
remember.
nowadays. You need some hours of sleep at least.
Okay, I remember you had a very you both of you. Usually, you have a very tight schedule. When you go on tour, you play, and I remember very few days off. Right? I mean,
Yes, yes.
so my question is, I have a question for both of you. As I said, I always been impressed by your drumming. You have a very different drumming, and I like both of you for different reasons. So I will ask questions to each one. First question is Max. How the hell did you develop that crazy way of playing? I really like the power. I was always impressed by the volume. I mean, you play very fast, but on a very strong audio level. How can I say?
Right, right,
So,
right.
how did you develop that? How do you keep that? How do you practice that? So,
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Well, basically, it's because I came from the ghetto. I came from situations where I had to hit hard to be heard. We would play any place, any shit holes around the city, our practice room, whatever. We had no good equipment, so I had to hit hard to be heard. I had no shitty pedals. I had never heard about triggers or good mics, whatever. So I think it helped to develop that style. Not just me, but the whole band, Krisiun. We still, we change, we evolved as a band. We're tighter nowadays. We play, I'd say, like clear, but we keep the rawness and the natural organic sound. I think is part of our soul. It's in us. There's no way we can change it. It's impossible. If I try to change my way, like even sometimes I fuck around the drums. I have some free time and go practice, and I try to sit higher, move my seat higher, or lose the springs of my pedal. I can play, I feel it's okay. But when I go practice with the band, I need to feel the power. I need to feel like I'm hitting hard, like the old school drummer I am. That's I love to
yeah,
play like
that's
I only feel good this way. I don't feel good playing too light or too clean, whatever. I'm not saying it's
no, no, no,
it's
no, no,
better or worse. There's so many amazing drummers nowadays. They play very clear, very, very fast and tight, whatever. But I'm talking about my style and the style of the band. We keep the rawness and the organic and the natural sound, and I think it's part of our style. And that
that's yeah, that
it's
I
just
can
natural.
definitely feel I see it. My question is, do you practice? Do you have time to practice? I mean, when a band plays and tours that much, do you have time to play to practice by yourself?
Yeah, I do. It depends, Sometimes, like when we are preparing for a tour, for example, we practice the whole band together a lot before recording. Before recording is maybe is the time that I practice more because I practice with the band a lot, and after the hours I practice with the band, I go practice myself because I want to make sure I'm gonna nail the recording. I like to go to the studio and feel confident and comfortable and make sure I'm not gonna spend hours and hours and days trying to record my drums. I like to do it fast, boom, boom, boom. I like to spend like maybe 2 or 3 days recording the whole album. And that's I'm done, So I like to prepare myself to make sure I'm gonna be able to do it. And usually, if we have a little break from touring or recording, and the band is not practicing, I like to go to the studio and practice myself. I mean, when I practice myself, I'm always up to learn new things. Like some techniques, whatever. But I love and I have to practice the things that I already know. Like I have to practice the Krisiun songs and the blast beats and the rolls and the double bass, whatever. Just make sure I'm comfortable playing what I have to play.
Okay,
And
so like
and
you
of
go
course,
there.
it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I love to just to sit down the drums and just play, improvise, and go crazy.
Okay,
It's fun. I
that's
love to
cool.
do that.
So you don't have like a particular practice routine, like 1 minute
No.
singles. You just go and nail it.
Yeah, I play. As I said, I start playing whatever. Like slower rhythms, slower double bass, and start warming up, and I start feeling more like I can go and start doing the fast stuff, and I feel more comfortable and just go for it. Just go crazy and go to my limits and play as much as I can, and then have a beer and smoke a joint.
Perfect. So, Amilcar, what about you? What about you? I always been impressed by the way you played since the very beginning. Actually, you always
Mm-hmm.
played very tight. I remember when I heard the Unholy Spell, the album. It was the first time I bought. There's where the one where there is actually a breakdown. Dar da dar da dar dar dur 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 dar da dar da dar casis
Uh-huh.
trato. I was like, wow, this guy is playing so tight before, Pro Tools, quantization, and everything. I always found you were very, I mean, another level of playing wise compared to the underground scene. How did
Uh-huh.
did you develop that? Did
Uh, Actually, I think the just to listen to the albums, the bands, seeing the drummers playing alive, to going to the shows, to see the bands, uh, and try to do what the drummer did. You know, you see something different that the drummer play, and you see that, oh, I will try to do that in my drums and try to get this to my own style, to writing, to put in my own style, to put in my own songs. Like the
So did
I
you
think that
play by ear? I mean, or were you able to read already notes?
no, I'm play without read. I start to
Wow.
read. I start to read before when I choose to given drum classes. Especially in Bateras Beach, of course, and after that I start to pass some hours just myself on drums to study a lot of exercise, but I always was, how can I say, I always play drums with the band, practicing the band, and I feel comfortable like this, to play with the band, to create, and uh, that's it. I think this is my life in my drums, my way to writing, my way to get my creativity in my music in drums.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
May
One
I add?
question.
Okay, I would like to add a comment. I remember we were friends. I was friends with Amilcar and the other guys in the band, and I remember they invited us to watch their band, Torture Squad, when they were releasing the demo tape. So in Hell, and I was like, they never really talked about their band. They never say, Amilcar is a great drummer. Nobody. They were just like, come and check our band. And I remember I went to the show, and when they started to play, I was so impressed by Amilcar. So impressed. He was so good and so tight back in the beginning of the 90s. It was like 93 or 94. And he was so like into the metal school. He would play like a stuff from techniques from Merciful Fate or Iron Maiden to Morbid the Angel, whatever. I was like, man, this guy, he's amazing, And they never really talked about like him and his friends, his bandmates. They're so humble. They're
Always.
like, come on, check us out. And they're like, okay, let's go, let's see those guys. And I was so impressed. Back in 1994, maybe.
Yeah, so you agree with me, Max, that Amilcar has always been playing very, very tight.
Very tight.
It was
very tight.
impressively before, there was editing. I was like, wow, this is, even the demo tapes or the first, clean, especially.
Clean, tight and clean.
This is, if you say you Amilcar were playing by ear, it means you have a very good ear. Because I was trying the same when I was a kid, but everybody when it starts, of course, it's not so clear. Everybody messes up, and especially the records. But he was like one of the first I heard like clean double bass, clean drum fills. So I was like, wow, is this guy like? Why is he's not famous in Europe? So Amilcar, you want to say something?
Yes, about the style. For me, I believe that one thing that is so special for me that I can show in my music and in the band is to play. You write the song, and I think it's important you show the song like the way that the song is. The one thing is like that. Like Neil Peart is one drummer that did have this style, has this style, and I like so much this kind of things in the music. You write. I like the improvisation as well, but I think my style is more from this side. You write
writing
the song,
the part and you keep the part,
and
you keep exactly.
Yes.
Max, one question about Max. When you play those crazy fills, do you play them always the same, or you improvise a bit?
No, I always change my fills. It's never completely the same. I mean, it's always similar. Sometimes it can be exactly the same, but I never play exactly the same fills. When I play live, even recording, when I go recording, if I do like 2 takes and then we go choose which one is the best, there's always going to be some differences, like especially for fills and even sometimes the timing,
this is interesting because instead Amilcar, when he goes to the studio, he knows exactly what he wants. So these are 2 different ways, 2 different approaches, but really both are interesting. So one question: who had the biggest drum kit? I guess Amilcar, right?
Amilcar, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember Krisiun had like 2 toms, 1 floor tom, and then he has I remember you play open-ended, Max, right?
Yes, I'm left-handed. I'm left-handed.
Because you're okay. Because I remember even when I saw you had the.
And one of the reasons that I try to play with the open hands also is Max and Ricardo Confessori from before Ricardo Confessori plays in Angra in Xamã. He played in Corsos in thrash metal with the
really
the
Ricardo.
open hand. Yes.
Really, I didn't know that he played in Corsos. I mean, everybody played in Corsos. How many drummers they have?
Yes, and just fucking great drummers.
Only good
Yes,
drummers.
yes.
They
Yeah,
never had a bad drummer.
all good drummers. Amazing.
All good
I
drummers,
saw
man. Yeah.
him. I saw Max playing like this, and for me was so cool because I always thought when I play blast beat like this, you know, blast beat, we know that we have to keep the snare like this, and my right hand is my strong side, and I thought to play like this to keep the beat without
Tight.
without fault, né? Então, so my first thought was like this, and Max was a great inspiration for me to play with the hands, open hands.
Okay, I have a question about the blast beat and about Max blast beat. Max, you always played like a blast beat that it's kind of your signature. It's a little bit different from
Right.
everybody else, right?
Yes,
I remember the first time I saw you live with Krisiun and in the records, I was trying to figure out how you were doing it because it was like a mixture between the one from Cannibal Corpse, but I couldn't, you know. So I have a question for you. First of all, it's how did you develop that? And second one is if I am guessing right, basically your feet are triplet, two, 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 and the hands are 16. Is it right?
Yeah, sometimes I do it. Not all the time. Sometimes I do the opposite. Like we have some, especially some of the newer stuff. Sorry, some of the newer stuff. We have. I play some blast beats in the songs, which the snare is triplet, but very very fast triplet, and then I play 16 on the double bass. So it's kind of is reverse what I do sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes when I go and I play like 16 notes on the snare, and it's very very fast tempos, and then I play kind of a triplet with the feet. But I would say like my feet playing is more like a fluctuation. You know, it doesn't follow like a straight line. It goes like this. It can go, sometimes it can go 16, sometimes it goes like a triplets. As far as it feels right, and it feels, you know, connected to the music and to the band, you know, it's all right for me, you know. Yeah, so it's the reason that I have this, let's say, particular different style from most of the death metal drummers. You know, when you hear the band or when you hear me playing, you can tell I think it's Max playing his blast beat. So that's why I keep playing like this, of course, because I love, you know, it's my natural way of playing. But I realize that a lot of people say that is like, I can tell that it's you playing because you have your own style, and it's different from most of drummers.
What about you, Amilcar? You played what kind of blast do you play?
The first blast beat that I played was hammer blast, or the traditional blast. Like Pizza Noval said, the traditional blast beat, if just one bass drum, and like like, you know,
the Pizza Noval, tuka, the fast
yes.
tuka. Okay.
This is the first one, I think. After that, the hammer blast with snare and bass drums, everything together.
And I remember in the recordings, they were so tight in the Unholy Spell album. I was like, what the fuck? It was really impressive.
For me, it was the first blast beat that I played. And after that, during writing new songs, of course, we try to get more ideas to make the music more different. You know, we have our traditional, we have our structure of ideas, structure of how can I say, the traditional metal that we have in our hearts to writing songs, and beside that, we always want to reach something different to put here, and make the music always sound different, you know. And that because that in our albums, if you heard, you will listen in each album. You will listen to, of course, the first blast beat, the traditional, the hammer blast, but in the albums ahead, like Hellbound, Equilibrium, the fifth album, the 60th album, there's another blast beats. I'm trying to put on drums what my creativity give me, you know, like this. And put some riff on it. In the
I think you always had like a great way of building up your drum parts. Definitely, it's a signature of Torture Squad, the way you build up the songs and everything. So, what's the latest Torture Squad album? What's the name of it?
Hellbound and
okay.
Equilibrium.
Not the latest.
Sorry?
For Beyond Existence.
The latest one.
The latest, yeah.
For Beyond Existence. Yes,
For Beyond Existence. Oh, yes. Okay. So I have one question for Max, again about drum fills, because some people. Leonardo says that you are two of his favorite drummers. And
thanks, Leonardo.
My question is like, Max, when it comes to drum fills, I remember the first time I heard the band, it was Conquerors of Armageddon, and I will always remember and then there is this absolutely like a machine gun drum fill, and every time I watch you, I was like, this is so fucking cool, because it's so unique the way you really took this to your way of playing. So my question is, how did you think those? Because sometimes I see your it's not like two hands going on the snare, two hands on the tom, like we usually do in death metal. How do you think them? I mean, if I wanted to learn a typical Krisiun drum fill, how should I learn it?
Well, I remember, I would say like I have a lot of inspiration from David Lombardo, Ian Pace, you know, those guys, they go crazy with the fills. And I use sometimes like, you can even hear sometimes I do like a little ghost notes on the snare during the fills, so I can go crazy, like don't really have to follow a straight line of snare, tom. I can go like, I also reverse, like instead of if I go like I start the fill in the snare with the two hands and go for the toms, instead of getting back to the snare with the two hands, I can go first left hand and then right hand. Like I think Lombardo does that a lot in that war symbol drum fill. He does kind of, you know, it's crazy. I think it's something related to the Latin rhythm we have, you know, which it's just like, or
because
maybe the fact
it sounds so brutal. Because the difference is like Amilcar plays more hand and foot combinations, and I really like them. You know, I really like the way he puts bells, and it's very.
Right.
I mean, you really play very different, because, for example, you don't play so much hand foot combinations, right? You're more into
some albums I did, like on the Ageless Venomals. I do, like on Assassination. I did more. You know, it depends, man. I just do what I feel. But you're right. He does a lot more combination of like details with the symbols and stuff. And I keep
you have like a machine gun. Yeah, you have like a machine gun. Because sometimes I try to, but I really find it, especially the fast rolls. You really go. I mean, I don't see any other in the death metal scene playing like that.
Thanks,
I mean,
man.
I think it's pretty unique, and Dave Lombardo should have to be proud.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. But that's a really good thing about drumming, especially death metal drumming, that we have here like 3 drummers, which have completely different styles, and we kind of play the same music, right? It's extreme music. We play blast beats, we play skunk beats, we play a lot of double bass and fills, whatever. But we sound completely different, and that's the good thing about it, you know. And we should keep like this, you know. The kind of drummer that I like is the drummer that has his own style. You know, it doesn't matter how fast, how technical, or how complicated he can play, but he has to have his own style and a soul when he plays.
Cool to hear that.
Nice.
Thank you.
And
I want,
Max is unique. Max is unique in his style.
but I'm
This
sure
kind of
you are unique. That's why you are both
Yeah.
here. But
no
not
nice.
many people,
But
not
this polyrhythm, the kind of the blast beat that Max invented, the polyrhythm.
Caio.
A connection.
See?
We are
Okay,
back.
okay.
He's back. He's back.
Okay,
You're back.
so-
You're back.
So this kind of polyrhythm, you know, is just to and like you know, like you said, it's a machine gun. And we did a live weeks ago. We did a live, and I put the beginning of the Evil Mastermind, a song, and man. Evil Mastermind in the beginning of Krisiun, earliest Krisiun, you know, and it's man, it's a crazy. I always love the way that Max play, and as he said, I have the same opinion. I think the drummer that play with the heart, man, is everything. Is everything.
Yeah.
It's not about technique. It's about the feeling. It's about the ideas with feeling. And metal is like this. It's not metal. Music is like this. But I think the heart has to be there. Must be there. You know. I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, that's a great quote actually. I want to say something that many people doesn't know, but Amilcar has been also my drum teacher when I was in the early days studying at
Yes,
Bode.
it's true.
I had the chance to learn from him many things, especially the hand-foot combinations. And one of the things everybody, I will always thank him. I mean, it was really cool to see actually a metal guy, you know, all tattooed and stuff, telling me you have to learn to read notes. You have to learn music theory. It was really, for me, it was like wow, because back then in Italy, nobody was teaching metal. So it gave me a big advantage to you know, for example, he taught me also about triggers, how to use triggers, you know, the Alesis D4. And back in Italy, this information was even like more than gold because nobody knew about it. So the first time I bought triggers live, people couldn't believe what was going on. It was because of what Amilcar, you know, taught me. So it was really always inspiring for me to go in Brazil and learn from you, because I saw everybody had something to teach and they wanted to, you know, to share wisdom. And this is really something that, how can I say, I give you a lot of respect for this, you know. Amilcar, because I studied in
cool.
person. No, because I want to say to people, this stays on my channel, this is on my Facebook, so people who knows me, I want to say that you've been my teacher and I learned a lot from you. And I believe really you were actually, you are a great teacher. So now next question is about
Thanks,
teaching.
man.
It's about teaching. I know
Yeah.
Max has been touring a long, I mean, when a band is touring so much as Krisiun is touring, I think when you go back home, you don't wanna hear about drums for a while, right? You wanna stay quiet.
No, I don't. Yeah, actually, I used to teach drums back in 90, 97, 98.
Oh, cool.
I was actually teaching drums in a school, and I had to learn how to read, you know, the scores and notes, and you know, and then I remember we recorded Apocalyptic Revelation, and a lot of tour was happening for us, and then I had to quit because I was teaching in a school, and I kept teaching drums in my house, in my home. I had a little small practice room, sometimes even in my apartment with beds and stuff. But then we reached this, you know, this level of doing so much touring, and I was making enough money, so I was like, forget about it, And I quit teaching drums, But if I don't know, maybe now with this fucking
Yeah.
pandemic, I might go back to teach drums. Let's see what's gonna happen.
The good thing about the pandemic is that we have the chance to see a lot of material from drummers that we could never have seen before. For example,
Right.
I subscribed to Fernando Scheffer's site, and finally I can really see what he's doing and slow down, and so maybe even for you, because no one of you had a DVD out. No, Amilcar has a double bass DVD.
About this DVD is about the method, the Mundo Double Bass. The method is about.
Let's say something first. So Max doesn't have any book DVDs out yet.
No,
but it could be really interesting. Instead, Amilcar, you have your own drum method, and you release a drum book with Dino Verdade.
Yes, I had this great pleasure and honor to be invited by Dino Verdade, the owner of Bateras Beat, to write this method. Just talking about the double bass, not double bass, but the works that is possible to do with the foot, and we try to put all the words, all the ideas that to the drummers get a lot of the ideas to work the foots on the rhythms, to do the rhythms, to do drum fills. And of course, exercises for you to work your coordination, the independence of the members, And I really like this method. I feel so happy to write this method with Dino Verdade. That is, that he's another master.
Absolutely, he taught me many things about. The 80% of the drum theory I know is because of Dino. So I really pay him.
And during our conversation with Max, I remember one thing that I have to say. Back in time, Max helped me a lot, just a little bit to I don't know if you remember, Max. You helped me a little bit to read music, to read the notes. The quarter notes.
I remember that. Yeah, I
yes.
remember. Now I remember. Yeah.
During the
this is so cool.
Yes, because in the beginning of the 90s, these guys came to São Paulo to destroy everything, and I was 14 years old, 15 years old. Start to play drums, start to getting on the metal, to know more the metal bands, especially the aggressive style in the metal, like thrash metal, because thrash metal for me is my essence. The thrash metal, like Slayer, Dave Lombardo, like as we are talking here. Dave Lombardo is one of my big heroes as well. Like Neil Peart, like another drums like Max, like Ginny Hoglan, and so Mickey G. So there's a lot of heroes that I try to put in my style, to create my own style on drums. So in that time, I was talking about the guys that in the beginning of the 90s, they came to São Paulo and played that, trying to reach his own song, that chaos in music, and we fall in love. We fall in love about Krisiun, because not because Krisiun, just the music, because the guy.
I remember Krisiun already back then. It was like like it was Sepultura, of course, very very famous. But I remember in the underground, Krisiun was like the biggest name. People were like, check these guys out. And I remember Galeria do Rock, many people wearing the Krisiun t-shirt. I never heard about Krisiun before I went to São Paulo. And I was like, wow, these guys here are huge. It shows really the underground scene were really supporting you a lot. I was impressed.
Yeah, it still does. The people, a lot of people ask us sometimes, record label or manager, like from North America or Europe. Sometimes they ask us if we would like to move to another country just to make it easy for touring, recording, whatever, and say, man, Brazil, we love to stay here. We play a lot here. We have a strong following here. We have real fans, they've been following us forever, and so we are part of the scene here and we want to stay here. That's fucking
That's
amazing.
yeah.
And
Brazil is a
Rafa,
metal country.
Your fans have to be proud of you. Something I saw, think when I think about Amilcar and Turtle Squad, I really like the way you treat your fans. This is so fucking cool. I mean, you have like a loyalty to them that is
Yeah.
like sometimes it's kind of unusual these days, to be honest with you.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, I mean,
Unfortunately, yeah.
I see you really. I mean, the Brazilian metal people has this thing, and always, it makes
Yeah.
me feel like, yeah, we belong to
We
something.
keep, yeah, we keep the passion. We're all the same, man. When you go to a show, to a metal show, and it's just like a big family. The metalheads, the bands,
yes,
nobody's different. We're all the same for the same reason. I love to play, and if I have the time to go and see the people, when you go like to take pictures and sign their stuff and have a beer and talk to the people, it's a pleasure. Maybe it's the best moment of the show when you do a good show and you feel really energized, adrenalized, and you feel happy, and you want to go and reach and talk to the people. That's the spirit, that's the passion about it. And sometimes, unfortunately, I've seen uh, guys that play in bands. They have the best chances in their lives to make it happen, whatever. They are touring in a tour bus, playing for a lot of people every night, and they are miserable. They don't want to be there. They're like, I hate this, I have to play and talk to people and say, what the fuck, man, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Just do
Some
something. Just
people are
do
losing the
something.
passion.
Just do something else. Yeah, because when you lose
Yeah.
the passion, then it becomes like
Yeah.
heavy. It's really
You have
heavy
to
to
try
do
to
it.
find it. You have to try and find it because a lot of people. I mean, it's natural because people tend, when you get older, people sometimes tend to get, a little bit sad or depressed, whatever, and they never feel happy. Sometimes you have the best moment of your life, you know,
for sure.
playing for
And there's a
people,
lot of
sharing,
bands,
and they're
and
not
there's a lot
happy.
of bands. There's a lot of bands working to get this, to get on tour bus, to stay with beside the other bands, to play 14, 15 gigs on tour. And I remember when we did our first time in a tour bus was really really
Yeah,
it's
man. It's a
It's
dream
unbelievable.
always
come true. It's a dream come true.
Yes,
You have to be
yes,
happy.
yes. Like oh
depend on the people you are with because I can see. I mean, Krisiun, you three have been together since the beginning, so of course you get
Since we're
along.
born. Since we're
So
born.
many, exactly. So like many bands they don't get along so well. So is so why some
Yeah,
people
yeah, it
is.
happens. Yeah,
Do
sometimes
you
it's complicated. People can be complicated. Yeah.
do you live together still with the band or not?
Right now, I'm living with Alex in the same apartment, and Moises is living in the house. We have a house with a practice room and stuff, so he's living there. And it's a walking distance, one place to the other. It's like 15 minutes walking, so we're
No.
really close to each other, so we can practice anytime we want. We do barbecues, drink beer, have a good
And you
time.
can, okay. Yes. I really, I mean, guys, I'm really honored to talk with you about this, because I always feel like when I talk with people like you, I always remember why I love metal. It's because of this.
Yeah,
It's not only because of the
exactly.
music, because that's,
Yeah,
I mean, in Brazil, Brazil has always been, the best place for metal, I think. For this kind of, I mean,
thanks.
when it comes to friendship, and being
Yeah, yeah,
real,
yeah,
because it's like
exactly.
Brazil, it's real, fucking real.
Yeah.
So another question I
yes,
have. So as we said, Amilcar, you have also your practice pad signature. So
yes, from Orion Symbols. Yeah,
okay,
Orion.
so Max, you were touring so much you couldn't do your own merch. So maybe it's time now that you are home to we want
Maybe
a lesson. Yeah, yeah. If you would
I have a
write a book.
drumstick. I have drumstick signature at least.
Okay, at least
Yeah,
So
yeah,
people
but
go and buy them.
actually, I was never a pad like a real pad player. I've been doing it more often lately in the pandemic, just to kill time. But I was never like really into practicing in pads a lot. Actually, back in the day, I would have my I built my practice drum kit on a wooden chair, because we were living in this small apartment downtown São Paulo, and I had this wooden chair. I would put some pieces of rubber or book covers, whatever. I would fix some kind of wooden pads for the pedals, and that was my first practice kit back in in the 90s,
Wow.
so.
So are you planning to release anything? This is the question is for both of you. Since now, with the pandemic and with the digital era, you can basically just put your old books into PDFs and sell them, also sell lessons. Do you have anything like this for your future plans?
No, yeah, go ahead. You go first, man.
No, yeah, I think my exercise actually is from Bateros Beach. Is the same, and
What about
and
your previous book? I remember you had a book like
yeah,
maybe
I
10.
still with them, but a lot of exercise we put in the Mundo double bass,
Okay, movable base.
about the bass drums, and about the hands. I think the method of Bateras Beat is so full, is so
Yeah, just to be
yeah.
clear, of course, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Dino's methods too. So don't get me wrong. Actually, I learned through that. So I'm a big fan. My question was more about something like specifically of your playing. For example, I don't know, transcription of Turtle Squad or transcription of Krisiun crazy leaks, something that a fan can really say, okay, I will buy this because I want to see, how Max Kolesne builds a feel or how Amilcar builds a drum solo.
In my case, maybe can be, I think I always think to do to drum cam, to drum cam, to filming you playing some song, and but just like that. But I can think to do something like this, to talk more about
Yeah,
details, how
because
can we.
okay, so Max, you don't know me personally, Amilcar does, and Amilcar know how much I am a fan of drums. So I'm the kind of guy like I really like to buy books and drum DVDs,
Right, right.
even if I don't have the time to study them all, I like to collect them. And I always
Awesome.
found like
Fucking awesome,
when
man.
when drummers like you, for example, has your own unique style, I always like to buy a book to see, and that's actually a shame because some great drummers they don't have this kind of stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
just maybe I'm just giving an idea. If if you ever do a book, I'll be buying a couple of copies for sure.
Thanks, man.
So,
Yeah, maybe one day, man. Maybe
because it's
I'll do one. Yeah.
And what about drum clinics? Okay, there is one cool story. I remember like 15 years ago on the internet there was a picture of Max playing in front of a lot of kids, and it was from a workshop
Yeah.
or something. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what kind of school is allowing a death metal guy to play in front of their students? So what was that? I remember I was like really impressed by that picture.
I don't remember. I've done some clinics. I can't remember which one you're talking about.
It was
Uh,
okay. It was a picture of you playing, but we're only
I
kids.
remember I did a clinic in a shopping mall center, man, here in São Paulo. And I remember Dino Verdade also playing that clinic. It was just like
Okay,
a bunch of drummers, and we did, separate clinics, of course. And I remember there was a lot of kids there. Maybe it's the
maybe
same
that
one you're
thing
talking
because I
about. Yeah,
remember there was a death metal forum, and people were guessing what was going on. And some people said if in Brazil, if a kid is not behaving right, they sent him to stay near the kick drum of Max Kolesne for 1 hour.
Put the kid's head inside the bass drum.
Yeah, that was the joke. So
Death
both
metal
of
for
you,
kids.
yeah, death metal for kids. So in Brazil, you were already doing drum clinics around 2000. Am I right?
I think the first one I did was I don't remember, maybe 2005, maybe, or 2000, 2005. Yeah.
But I remember you don't do. I mean, you beside the band, you don't do that much. I mean, you don't have time. But you, I mean, because I remember you just tour.
Yeah, sometimes I have offers, like for example, we play some city and I have an offer to make the clinic at the same day of the show, and then I have to refuse because I like to save all my energy for the show,
Of
you
course,
know.
I mean,
And
of
I'm
course.
so involved with everything that happens in the band, not just the drumming, but I'm 100% involved with everything, you know, from talk to promoters, record label, whatever, merch. Me and the other guys too, the three of us, we are always involved. So I'm 100% like a part of the band the whole time. So I like to do clinics, but it has to be fun, you know. Just if I have an offer to make a clinic and there's no show in the same weekend, and I can just go there and do my clinic and have some time, have fun, and talk to the people, then I'll do it. But if it's like kind of stressful, you know, you have to do the clinic in the afternoon and then you have the show at
No,
night.
I can imagine.
I kind
Especially,
of say I like to save all my energy for the show, you know. So
I mean,
that's why
this
I do
shows so much loyalty. I mean, Max, this shows so much loyalty to your fans. It's like I don't wanna. I mean, I'm refusing to work more because I wanna give like 200% at the night
exactly, yeah,
of the show.
yeah.
That's
At that
that's
1 hour, that 1 hour of the day, that's the time we have to give 100%. That's the only 1 hour we have to work our balls and sweat our ass. And if I have to die
Yes.
on the stage, if I one day I have to die in the stage, I'll die happy.
Yeah, for
that's a
sure.
great quote, man.
For sure.
What about you,
Absolutely.
Amilcar? You've been doing many clinics also and some teaching. Sorry, before I forget one question.
Uh-huh.
Am I Torture Squad did the biggest Brazilian tour or something like this?
I
I
don't know if
remember I read somewhere that you did a very long tour in South America, and this was like a record or something.
we did a tour, but I don't know if it was the biggest one. You know, we did a tour here in Brazil in 2016. That was 28 shows
Wow, in
in
Brazil?
32 days.
Bra-
Yes, and for me it was a big dream come true. You know, because
wow.
that year we get a van with our gear, our equipment, with our crew, and was hit on the road with 28 gigs in Brazil. That you have some roads in Brazil that Max knows well. That is not so. It's not an autobahn, you know. It's not
Yeah.
a, you know.
It's
So
not
The
awesome.
bumping roads.
Wow.
yes. So, but the way that we did was great for us because we have our crew. I had my drums. I did a tour with my drums, and for me, this was amazing. So I play in north, northeast, south. You know, with my instrument. For me was that was one thing that I am trying to reach since the first tour in 2002, you know, and we get this in the 2016, and for us was great. In 2017 as well, we did a tour in a bus with more three bands, and it was great also with our equipment also and crew. And but I don't know if it was the biggest one, but was the
A
fucking cool
very,
one was
yeah, I mean,
that's it.
28 shows in Brazil. I mean,
Yeah,
even
for
if
Brazil, it's a
Brazil
lot of
is,
shows. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yes,
what,
we here in Brazil. We I think we have to work to change a little bit here the things here. Like in Europe, you do shows on tour during the whole week, and here in Brazil, when we did our when we start to go to Europe, at least once a year. And we did a tour in Europe, and we played the whole week, and all the gigs was the most of the times the gigs was great. And when we came to Brazil, we did the gigs just on the weekend. And I start to think, man, Brazil we have to play during the week, you know. We have to play not just on Saturdays, you know. And in 2016, where we get this to talk to the promoters, talking about one thing that is really, really important, that for you to know the reality, monetary reality, you know, like the money reality. It's not you will play on Wednesday and will get the same money if you play on Saturday. No, not just like this. You have to play the game, you know. And like this, band promoter, the headbangers, you know, everybody wins. And 2016 was like this, and I'm so happy to do this tour. And about the clinics, I'm trying to like Max said, during the tour, I think, as you know, because you know, you are a drummer that does a lot of tours, and during the tour, it's difficult. Even in the days off, you get the days off to do a clinic. No, you get the days off to rest.
Yeah, you are completely.
Yes,
Drink
and
I always thought, but I think the same, because it's very difficult and it takes. Doing in the same day is kind of tricky. The guy I know who did it for a while was George Collias, but he told me it was very hard. He told me that
wow.
he was doing it, but he said because it was like he wanted to work. He said at the maximum level he could, but it's very hard but that's
It
so
got worn out.
it doesn't
Everybody
take
got
care.
worn out after that.
And just to remember, we played extreme metal. We don't play rock and roll like Rolling Stones. So we have to take care of our health, of ourselves. And
I had the same conversation with Will Hunt from Evanescence, you know, and he told me the same thing. Even he's not playing extreme metal. He said, you know, when I play a show, my mind is on the show. I cannot do something else the same day because it will.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's weird because everybody when you are before the show, you always, you know, you have that free time that you want to do something, but you cannot do anything really productive. So what do you do? I mean, what did you find out that is the most good for your mental and physical health to do before a show? Like you read, you relax, you go up for a run. What do you do?
I try to relax a lot. If it's a nice weather, nice city, I go for a walk, you know, early in the day. But usually like 1 or 2 hours before the show, I like to forget everything and just get focused in the show and prepare myself, relax, get my mind connected to the show, and do some warm up and some exercises. It depends on the day, you know. Every day is different. Sometimes you feel ready, sometimes you don't even need to warm up, and you feel good and just go there and do a good show. Sometimes you do a lot of warm up. You know, every day is different. So every day you have to know how you feel. You know, you have to connect you to yourself, you know, to know how to deal with the situation, you know. So every day it's kind of the same, you know. I try to relax during the day. If it's a good day, good weather, I might go for a little walk. But 1 or 2 hours before the show, I try to connect just to the show.
Okay. What about you, Amilcar?
Are you guys listening to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can hear
Nice. Yes, it's the same. I try to build. A time to make my mantra. Like 1 hour before the show, I was briefing the show. I was briefing. My mind is there. My mind in to warm up the body. My mind warm up the mind, and thinking about the songs, thinking about the between the songs, thinking about the show, the whole show, and for sure, it's not just that. It's the to warm up especially in my case, the food and the feet, and I want to play the first song, so, like when you warm up. If you don't warm up, you get in the my cat's here.
There's a cat.
Yes.
I see the cat's
Uh,
tail.
Yeah.
yes, yeah. You so I want to warm up the mind and the body 1 hour before, and I want to build a really my mantra in this time. To thinking about the show, to think in thinking everything to the last note of the song, the last
I mean,
note of the show. Yeah.
I think every live I do, I learn something from the people I interview, and today I'm really learning how much you care about your band and about your performance. This is, guys. Let me tell you, this is something that shows why you are still playing and still playing with so much energy and passion, because you really love it and you respect your fans so much. And this is something I believe everybody should remember when you're buying a metal T-shirt from Krisiun or from Turtle Squad. You are supporting
No.
people who cares about, and this is something actually, let me tell you that, as I said, I respect a lot, because metal, in my opinion, has lost this. Many people, I mean, I've been touring with many different bands, and these days, not many people are like you. So I really want people today to really understand when they are buying a record from Krisiun, a record from Turtle Squad, or a T-shirt, they are supporting people who cares about them. So
Cool, man.
once again, guys, you have my absolute respect. So, and the next
Thank
question,
Appreciate, man.
since we are arriving to the final part of the live, what are your plans for the future? Of course, we know pandemic kind of kicked us all in the balls big
No,
time. So no
no
shows for
future.
no future.
No
No.
future.
Because my question is, how long, for example, can you keep uh, like this? For me, it was very hard mentally, because I was used to tour and to travel a lot, and staying a long time in the same place kind of was very hard for me. Not about the economical side, but I mean by the way we live, because when
Yeah,
you play a show, you meet a lot of people, and you keep talking with a weird guy till 4 in the morning about weird
yeah,
stuff. So this
yeah.
for me was a big suffering. What about you? How did you live this moment?
Yeah, man, that's something I really miss. The freedom to go out, to see your friends, to go to a show, not just playing. Of course, I miss so much go on tour and spend my time on the road and playing every day. It's basically that's what I've been doing my whole life, and I miss that so much. And maybe this break we're having from it right now makes me appreciate it,
Even more.
appreciate it even more. So and
For sure.
we're just waiting for the situation to gets better and go back on tour again. Right now we are back practicing with the band. We've been practice like every week, preparing. We're gonna make some live performances next month. So we are preparing and playing some of the old songs we haven't been playing for a
I
while.
mean, you mean you can play live? You mean live or live on
No,
the
live,
internet?
like a live,
Oh,
like we're doing now. Yeah, like
so you
the
can
band.
play for the next month. You can play in Brazil.
No, no, no. We're gonna record. We're gonna play in the studio.
Ah, okay.
like a live record like we're doing
Okay,
now.
okay. I was
So,
hoping
yeah,
because in Europe they are
no,
starting to do some shows here and
yeah,
there.
yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, hopefully it's situation is gonna get better sooner than we are expecting. We'll see, man.
What? But how are you expecting? I mean, what's your hope when you think things will be better in Brazil? You have any idea? Because in
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
We're hoping, just hoping and expecting things
Yes.
to happen, but we can tell right now. It's
Here we
just
are
like a
living
weird times.
we are living tough times here, and I think I don't know about the vaccine. I don't know. So here in Brazil, the all the pubs, all the shows was all the pubs was closed. Is opening is start to open now, but it's so earlier, because here is not so good, and we have a government that is a fucking
Shitty
shit that
shit government.
doesn't believe in
don't worry that
government.
everywhere is that everybody I talk to, except my German friends, they say the same things that these things have been handled very badly
Yeah.
everywhere for different reasons.
Yes,
Yes.
So
yes,
now in Europe, there's this big thing going on because they say that Russia found the vaccine before the US, and now it's a big, how can I say, political. It's a political thing. It's a huge, and it's not about health anymore. Maybe it's never been
Yeah.
about health.
Yeah.
So
and because all this fucking shit that are happening around the world, and for us, especially here in Brazil, I think that we have to just to think in our lives, in our music, in our friends, in our instruments, stay in peace of mind. I think this is the first of thing. First thing is to do the things in a relaxed way, and getting more and more inside music, man. Inside music, inside in our case, inside the drums, inside the because music is everything in our life, music is everything, and so our
Yeah.
bands, our yes. So I think that's it. I think we have to keep this in our hearts, in our minds, and
you said
uh,
you both said something
wait.
very cool. It's like now we learn to appreciate even more what we had. I mean, the
Yeah.
freedom to travel, to meet new
Yeah.
people, to,
Exactly.
that's a gift. And now we really, it's really missing it.
Maybe
If
let me say something. Maybe these fucked up weird times we're living now might inspire people to, when things get better, inspire people to go out more often.
well,
Not
in
because a lot of
Italy, this
people are
is what
lazy,
happened. In Italy, this
right?
is what
Yeah,
happened because we
yeah,
had
just
basically 3 months of very heavy lockdown, and when
yeah,
they reopened, it was like because
yeah.
people, yeah, everybody wants to go out. So I think when things will be better, it will be like more shows and more
More
stuff.
shows. Yeah,
The
And
thing is,
Rafa,
if we can stay sane till that moment, yes.
if I can say one thing to the new drummers, one thing to do during this pandemic, during this social isolation, I think is to learn a new thing on drums. For example, learn a new rudiment, learn a new instrument, learn, especially here in Brazil. So we play metal, we sing in English. So let's learn more English, let's to do the biography of the band. Let's to see the site, the official site. But
I really
like
like,
the things
yeah.
that
I mean, I like so much how you really care about your band, Amilcar. I really can see, everything for you. It's a reason to uh, do something for the band. So sorry, I really like the way you talk.
thanks, man, because our bands is our life. Our
So I
bands,
really,
our
yeah,
music is
man.
our life.
yeah, I
So
really admire.
my lady sent some heart here, and I will send heart. My lady,
Oh yeah,
Camila
it's a
Dourado.
girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. my girlfriend. So man, I think that's it. I think we have to keep our minds relaxed and and dive into more into music, into drums, into our bands, into our works and future plans, as you asked it before. And what are the future plans with our bands? In my case, in Torture Squad case, for example, we stopped the recording sessions of the new our new album in March, and the drum sessions, the guitar sessions, the bass sessions already recorded, but during the the voice recording sessions was stopped because the social isolation, you know. And but we had a plans. We had plans to finish the recording the album, to spread to some labels in Europe, to start again. We this year the band is complete 27 years. And I think we are contemporary of Krisiun. Both bands are from the 90s. So and we keep this flame. We keep this flame. You know, to trying to get a label, try to go in the different cities, different states, different countries that we never been there before. So we keep this flame, you know. So
Keep it going. Yeah. So let's just hope for the best. Okay. One final question for you. So this live will stay on Facebook and on YouTube, and many people will ask me, I'm sure, how can they support you? So in other bands, they are selling directly to Europe, or they are selling online like books and or whatever. Do you ship your merchandise to Europe? So I mean, and where can we find your merchandising? So it's a big advertising moment for you. So who wanna start, Max?
Yeah, I would
So
say, the merch we sell here, we don't ship to Europe except in special situations. But on the Central Media site, you can find vinyls and CDs and a lot of stuff from Krisiun, even like shirts and patches, whatever. So Central Media would be the right store to find our stuff.
okay, Century Media website. Okay,
Yeah.
what about you,
and,
Amilcar?
in our case, we are working about it. We are working about it because we don't have yet. I hope we don't have a label in Europe or in America. So to sell our merch outside Brazil is a little bit difficult for us. But we are working in our official site.
Okay, so next time I
do
go to
that.
Brazil, I'll just take some stuff with me also to bring.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. Every time I go to Brazil and I buy the Torture Squad or Krisiun t-shirt, I gave it to people here. That's why I'm always buying new ones,
Thanks,
because
man.
I gave as a present to people. So
Cool.
Thanks a lot,
guys,
man. Appreciate so much.
I really appreciate you taking the time to be here, and you made me appreciate your bands and your work even more, because I can see how much effort and how much passion you have. So really long life to Krisiun and to Torture Squad and to you.
Thanks, man. Thanks a
And I
lot.
really, next time I go to São Paulo, I visit Amilcar for sure. And Max, I will write to you. I hope
Yeah,
you are
let me know.
touring. I hope you
Yeah.
are touring somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you are not, and if you're thinking about teaching again, please reserve a spot for me, because I have many questions I want to see and I want to do in a
Oh, man.
lesson with you. So, guys, once again, thank you for your time. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Amilcar.
Thank you,
I
brother.
really
Thanks,
respect
Rafa.
you, and
Thanks.
you made me remember why I love death metal and thrash metal, guys.
All
Thank you
right,
a lot,
brother.
and see you
It
soon.
Was a
Thank
pleasure.
you to
Was a
everybody.
pleasure.
Love you
Porco
guys.
Dio.
Ciao a tutti.
Tutti, ciao.
Opa.